Hey, what's up, y'all? This is ASTRODIM. This is like my second time trying to record this thing, and I'm annoyed because people just keep screaming around my house. So if you hear like loud noises in the background, y'all just gonna have to deal, unfortunately, because I'm tired. I've been trying to record stuff all week. It's just if it's not banging from people trying to work on my house, it's screaming. Just no reason, just screams. All right, so hey y'all, AstroDim here. Hey, hello. Happy spring equinox. I'm annoyed, but it's all right. Happy spring equinox. I'm bringing in the new year happy. What up? Okay. So the spring equinox happened technically March 19th, 2020. At 11:48 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, okay? And, I want to just say a quick word before we start this, right? First of all, I don't want to say spring equinox. I'm trying to say March equinox, but I'm so used to saying spring equinox because I'm from the northern hemisphere. Because, I'm going to go deeper into this a little later, but it's fall equinox for the people down under, for the people in the southern hemisphere. You know what I mean? So I do want to consider that as well and tell y'all happy equinox as well. So happy March equinox to everybody in the entire world, okay? That's number one. Number two, shout out to Aries folks, right? Hi, Aries. Happy birthday. I want to send y'all a lot of love. I know it's a little bit difficult to celebrate your birthday. I know it was difficult for the latter end of Pisces folks to celebrate their birthday. That shit's whack. Because coronavirus is running rampant and making people sick and making people cautious, in which you should be cautious. But what I wanted to really tell you guys is to please be aware of your surroundings. You know what I mean? A lot of us folks are generally healthy, are not immune compromised, right? And so we, even if we were to get the flu or corona or any other thing, any other sickness, we'll be able to push through. However, older people, children, people who are, have a weaker immune system will have a harder time. And because coronavirus spreads so quickly, we need to be cautious of that. So, I know you guys had all these ideas probably of celebrating your birthday. You should. A solar return is very special. All right. But just delay it. All right. This goes for my Pisces, my Aries, my Taurus folks. It's all right. Just push it forward. You're going to be okay. I have a strong feeling that things are going to start to get normalized towards like late April to mid-May. Things are going to start to be normal again. I feel that, the first week of April is going to be probably shit. But I think that towards the end of April, early May, things are going to get better. Mid-May, things are going to get better. Gemini season, things are going to be straight. Cancer season, this whole shit's going to be gone. So you got time. And this is just me feeling the way I feel. But always consider your own intuition as well. Not your logical mind and not your desires, but your intuition. Get that? Okay? And then also consider what, true news. Whatever true news is to you, because I know I have people listening all around the world. But for us Americans, that's probably like listen to PBS, listen to NPR, some NPR stuff and shit like that. You know what I mean? PBS is probably the most trustworthy. All right? Okay, so with all that being said, happy birthday, Aries. I love you. Everyone, please be safe. Please. And be cautious of others. I feel like this is the last lesson. I mentioned this when I made my little Aries new moon prediction. I feel like this is the last lesson of, North Node in Cancer. One of the last lessons. Because it's moving towards Gemini in May. And I feel like that, the collective needed to be humbled a little bit. And I'm not saying like, these astrological situations caused this to happen in particular. But if you're doing something in a specific astrological time, creates a thing. That's why people can predict based off of astrology. You know what I mean? Because if people weren't doing the things that led up to this virus spreading, then this would have actualized in a different way. Do you feel what I'm saying? Because all these planets represent not just one thing, but multiple things, you know? So anyways, just be safe. That's what I want you guys to do, okay? But let's talk about spring equinox, because this is the new astrological year. And I kind of want to explain, you know, what's going on here. So it's the new astrological year because Aries is the first sign of the zodiac. So every time Aries is at 0 degrees, the sun is at 0 degrees Aries, excuse me. You know, that is the new astrological year. Is what it is. And it is actually the spring equinox. Now, the spring equinox is calculated based off of where the sun is in what I like to call the ecliptic belt. So the ecliptic belt, right? Okay, I don't know if you guys, I was really into geography. I know some of you guys might have been as well. And I know that most people looked at a map before. If you remember how your maps looked back in the day, right? And even now, you know, I'm talking to mostly adults though, but whatever. There's the Tropic of Cancer and the Tropic of Capricorn, right? Those are 2 lines there. And those 2 lines actually draw the northern and the southern hemisphere. In between the Tropic of Cancer and the Tropic of Capricorn is the equator. All right. And thatness is kind of little, but it's not. But that space between the Tropic of Capricorn, the Tropic of Cancer with the equator in the middle is where the sun typically rides on Earth. You get what I'm saying? So that's why the caps of the northern cap and the southern cap can stay cold, because the sun's not really technically touching that area. You get what I'm saying? It's just the sun is staying between the Tropic of Cancer and the Tropic of Capricorn. All right. Now, at this moment, the sun is at the equator. All right. However, the planet, you know how the planet wobbles back and forth? The planet is wobbling forward. So the sun, in our perspective, has moved, you know, because of how, where the sun's position, where the earth's position, and how the earth is wobbling, has moved from the Tropic of Capricorn to the equator, and it's at the equator right now. Okay? And so when the sun was towards the Tropic of Capricorn, right? That when the sun's at the Tropic of Capricorn, let's just say that is solstice, December solstice. To us northern folks, northern hemisphere folks, that's the winter solstice. But to the people in the southern hemisphere, that's summer solstice, right? It's because the sun is down towards the bottom of the earth, and so they're getting their summer, but it's further away from us, so we're getting our winter. The sun, you know, through December, January, February, in March, halfway through March, has moved up towards the equator. Okay? And so now it's transitioning into fall for the southern hemisphere and transitioning to spring in the northern hemisphere, because it's getting colder down there but warmer up here. And then while the sun transitions from the equator to the Tropic of Cancer, that's Cancer solstice or June solstice. To us, summer solstice. To people in the southern hemisphere, winter solstice. Do you feel what I'm saying? All right. So that's when it's warmer here, because that means it is summer. Okay? Summer. Boston coming out. But it's summer, basically. And so the sun is closer to the northern hemisphere. It's further away from the southern hemisphere. It's cold. And it doesn't matter for the people at the equator, because the sun is is riding between their energy anyway. So that's why the equator, the temperature stays the same. You feel what I'm saying? And then when, you know, the sun moves from Tropic of Cancer back towards the equator, that means that it is moving into fall for us. The sun's moving further away from us, so it's getting, colder, but it's getting warmer for the southern hemisphere because it's getting closer to them, but it's not quite summer yet. So that is September September equinox, or fall equinox to us, autumn equinox to us, and spring equinox to the southern hemisphere. So do you catch what I'm saying, y'all? This is all based off of where the sun is at the moment. Okay? Now, when it comes to tropic astrology, which I follow, that's how we mark the different energies of these signs. So whenever the sun is at the equator in whatever date, that is Aries 0 degrees to us. While Sidereal is saying that wherever the sun hits Aries, in the sense of like, in our perspective, when the sun is at Aries, basically when the sun is when the sun is up in the horizon, when it's like sunrise, and then Aries is in the backdrop, that's when it's Aries season for them. Okay, so that's why Aries doesn't start until later on in this in the year. So that's the difference for us. You get what I'm saying? And that's I wanted to make sure you get that explanation, because so you can understand what's going on astronomically and astrologically. Okay, so so that's my explanation for the astronomical side. Now, astrologically, this is basically saying that the sun is in Aries. Okay, sun is in Aries. Happy birthday, Aries folks. And with this energy, it's beautiful. I think the sun is exalted in Aries, so that's lovely, right? This is why everyone has a lot of energy. They're go all the time during this time. It's because the energy's bomb. You know what I mean? The energy is bomb as fuck. So the sun is exalted in Aries. Aries energy represents moving based off of your drives, your motivations, your passions, feeling the urge to do something and doing it, almost doing things haphazardly, low-key. You know what I mean? Like taking action and doing shit. And the sun is connected to your self-expression. So we're all expressing ourselves as a collective by going ahead and doing something, pushing forward. So even if you kind of consider the whole coronavirus thing, you notice that it's this week, the week of the freaking, why am I drawing a blank? The equinox, the week of the March equinox. Why I couldn't think of March? Jesus Christ. Is when it's like you see in like medicines being mentioned finally, they're being ready and shit like that, because now we can go ahead and push forward towards whatever we're trying to do. We're all on that vibe of like, we got to just go for it and do what we got to do. I wouldn't be surprised though if people just rush to do something and like fall on their ass. So this is why that's why I said that little message in the beginning, guys. Please, like, think before doing. All right, please. But with this energy, again, the sun is exalted in Aries, and so we are expressing ourselves by doing something, by taking action, by being motivated by something and going for it, being driven and going for it. With that being said, though, especially with this whole social distancing things, the sun energy is sexual and Aries energy is sexual. So I wouldn't be surprised if there's a lot of babies be popping up. All right. I would not be surprised at all. At all. So that'll be some Sag and Capricorn babies. Interesting. Go Capricorns. Whoop whoop. And so yeah, that's what I see there as well. Okay. But anyways, guys, just all I ask is just to think before you do. Think things out logically, and yeah, that's what I ask for you guys. And I know that it's hard because the collective, the energy is kind of like, I gotta do, but try to be motivated by helping others. Try to be motivated to, do things that are productive, that will help. You know what I mean? I'm a little bit concerned that we might be spreading shit. I don't think it's going to be like a terrible situation, but I am a little bit concerned about that. So just be careful, okay? But at the same time, find ways to enjoy yourself, not to be very rise and grind Twitter, but try to do things productive. And that's the thing, some people no, I just want to relax. Okay, well, you're passionate about relaxing, go ahead, push forward and relax, nigga. You get what I'm saying? Or the thing is, the reason why we're feeling this chilled vibe right now is because we're just coming out of Pisces season. We're transitioning, we're having a transition energy, but next week you guys are going to be cabin fever-esque. So I just want you to just be aware to be careful on how you move, okay? For real, just be careful, think before doing, all right? But at the same time, definitely take advantage of this beautiful exalted energy. All right. So yeah, sun is at 0 degrees Aries. Sun is exalted in Aries. So do work. Do what you got to do. Work things that you're passionate about, but don't do anything stupid. And I'm not trying to say that Aries do shit stupid. Aries are very intelligent. Aries be running and going and doing shit. You know what I mean? They get stuff done. You know what I mean? Their passion is their intuition. But just be sure that you're truly being intuitive and you're not just doing stuff because you feel like it, because it sounds fun. All right? And this goes to the whole collective. All right? All right. So I want to take a quick dig at the people who keep saying that we're at the age of Aquarius. We're not. All right. Now, this is beautiful because this is when sidereal astrology and tropic astrology comes together. All right. So with tropic astrology, of course, this is Aries season for us, when the sun is at the equator coming from the Tropic of Capricorn, right? It's of course spring equinox to us, fall equinox for Australia. I keep forgetting about y'all. I'm not, though. I'm trying not to. So, March equinox shows us, when Aries season starts, because that's where spring starts. Okay. So that's the tropic side of things. But, the way to tell what age you are in is based off of spring equinox. In spring equinox, right? Or in tropical Aries season, where is the sun in respect to the constellations, right? What backdrop is behind the sun when the sun rises during, spring or fall equinox? Or not spring or fall equinox, March equinox, okay? So let me say this again, because I'm probably confusing people. All right. In tropical Aries season, the start of tropical Aries season / March equinox, which is today, right? When the sun is rising, what's the backdrop of the sun constellation-wise? What's behind the sun constellation-wise? That's what we can tell what age we are in, right? And so, yes, it is Aries season tropically. Yes, it is March equinox, right? But when the sun was actually rising, behind the sun was the Pisces constellation. All right? It was. So the thing is, y'all, we're still in the age of Pisces. And we're not going to be in the age of Aquarius until at the March equinox, aka 0 degrees Aries season for tropic folks. When the sun is rising and behind the sun is Aquarius constellation, that's when we're at the age of Aquarius. Okay? That's not happening until like another like 100 and something years, y'all. Sorry. So no, we're not at the age of Aquarius. We're not. Still in the age of Pisces. Okay? Just have to make that dig because, again, spring equinox shows us which age we're in. And we use both tropic and sidereal, like I did, right? Like how I explained it, to figure out what age we're in. We're still in the age of Pisces, all right? Get over it. All right, so... all right, so let's continue. Yay! All right, so actually, I'm not going to continue. And not with y'all, shit. I'm going to continue with the people who are paid subscribers, all right? Who are paid subscribers to ASTRODIM.space. You guys get to have the extended version of my stuff. And that's just what it is. It's lovely. All right. So there's a current deal that's happening with, King Cootie Beloved and I that I want to talk about. Okay. So peep this. Right? And this is like beyond the cross promotional deal that me and her are doing, and beyond the 30% off deal, that sale that I'm having right now, and beyond the 25% off sale if you spend $44.44 that Cootie's having. This is something else. Listen here. New paid subscribers to ASTRODIM.space's online community. All right. So that's astrodim.space. Just type that in and you add yourself in there. Be a paid subscriber. You guys will receive a 25% off coupon redeemable at Cootie's shop, King Cootie Beloved, at Etsy. All right. So take advantage of that. You not only get to listen to extended podcast episodes, right? But you also get to go on lives with me when I randomly go on lives. I go on lives every week generally, but sometimes I randomly go just to say what up. And you get to have this promo code and get some bomb ass oils and witch balls and resins and other things at King Cootie Beloved's Etsy shop. So, take advantage of that. Okay. But for the people who are already a part of the Cosmic Gang, the people who are already paid subscribers to ASTRODIM.space, listen, we are going to be talking about the aspects being made to the sun, and then also that weird ass like stellium that's happening in Capricorn right now that's making tensions high. You know what I mean? We're going to talk about that too. All right. So thank you guys for listening. Much love to you. And, I honestly think, guys, this season's going to be, for the people who can't listen, the seasons are going to be this season, you know what I mean? Spring for Northern Hemisphere folks, fall for Southern Hemisphere folks. It's not going to be that bad. But we are sort of going against this general lesson of being nurturing and supportive of others, and that's going to make us fall on our face, but it's going to be a beautiful learning lesson in the process though. And it's going to be not that difficult to learn our lesson, so it might be just one situation that shapes people back together, bring people back together. So don't really worry. I think we're going to be straight. Communication is going to continue to be stupid. Just be aware of that. But, overall, we're going to be okay. So there's no need to worry. But you do need to follow the sun. Absolutely, yes. But also do not forget the nodes, because the nodes are connected. Is the energy that's connecting the sun and the moon. So the nodes are almost just as important as the sun and the moon, okay? So don't forget to be nurturing and supportive of yourself and others, meaning to protect yourself and others, meaning to stay your fucking ass home. Introverts are happy. I know I'm happy. This is my life typically anyway. I do run around though to take my brother to his appointments and stuff, but this is my life anyway for the most part, so I'm good. But guys, just be considerate of others and what they're going through, please. Take care of yourself as well. Nurture yourself emotionally, physically, all that stuff. All right? And stop thinking, don't care that much about the outside world. We're going to be all right. They're going to be all right. All right? All right. Love you guys. Peace. Cosmic Gang. What's up? So, sorry for the delay for the Equinox info. I still want to give you that, so it's the right thing to do. All right, so let's talk about the aspects that's happening to this equinox, so we can know how these next 3 months are going to be, how Aries season, Taurus season, and Gemini season will be. Okay, so first aspect that I feel is extremely important is that the sun in this equinox is going to be squared the nodes. Okay, and so North Node energy transit wise tells you what we need to be specifically focusing on and taking in. All right, when you think about the node energy, North Node represents in the pattern of the moon and the sun. When is the moon and the sun the closest, which is the eclipse energy? And then, it kind of represents like the pattern of the sun and the moon kind of meeting and then separating and then meeting. And so the meeting part is where the North Node is, and the meeting part is, during eclipse, and then the separating part is the South Node. Okay, so the closest distance between the sun and the moon versus the furthest distance between the sun and the moon, if that makes sense, right? But think about it, it's the sun and the moon that we're talking about, the luminaries to the earth. Very important energy, our inner self and our self-expression. And so, again, North Node represents what we need to be focusing on in this time. And with North Node being in Cancer and leaving Cancer pretty soon, it's going to move over to Gemini in May. We're dealing with the last lessons of North Node being in Cancer. We're learning the last lessons of being nurturing, being supportive, of being about family, taking care of home, taking care of yourself in an emotional standpoint, emotionally nurturing not just others but yourself, right? Connected with family, connected with your ancestry and things like that, right? And so, with this energy actually squaring the sun, we're not caring to nurture others, even the people that are close to our heartstrings. We're not even caring to emotionally nurture ourselves. We're going based off of pure passion, and we're even jumping into things haphazardly, causing us pain. Now, that this whole situation with COVID, you were seeing this play out of people going ahead, not social distancing, getting themselves sick, right? Or at least